This is, I believe, episode 6 of Diggy's Dungeon. Back to commit more songs to the dungeon, / give the mookie to the city, / whatever we feel like, you know? And it looked like we were going to struggle to get a show together, but we've got 3 wonderful people doing double duty on some important releases today, so that's going to be good. I'm going to pull the first person in right now, and that's going to be Swither. So let's hope that you're ready, Swither. Hello, Swither.
Well, hello, how you doing?
I'm doing good aside from all of my internet issues, but that's no different to normal.
Yeah, that crunchy British Wi-Fi, huh?
Absolutely. I need to start suing Asus for how shit their internet adapter is, clearly.
Okay, yeah.
Start proceedings.
Well, so you got some wrapping paper rolled up in your background in September, and thankfully I got a present for you.
Damn, that is a segue and a half.
There we go.
I'm very impressed with her.
It's a debut from a group called We semicolon Nah.
So it's
they're from a company called Shine E&M, which I imagine has something to do with the rest of E&M, and then it's distributed by a company called OGAM Entertainment. The previous groups from Shine are Ocean, 5 Shin, but Ocean.
Not really.
I don't know them. And then Shine. And then that's just about it. So it seems like this is pretty thorough Nugu material.
Yep.
You ready to get into it?
I'm very ready to get into it.
Ole due.
Ole due. So this is Wiener with their song Like Psycho.
그냥 가면 돼 어디쯤인지 뭐가 중요해 빠르지 않게 slow 빛나고 있어 now 난 아직 평범한 psycho oh, oh, oh. 마치 psycho가 돼
All right. How we feeling about Wiener?
Aw, wasn't that cute?
Yeah, it was. I don't know why they're saying about being psycho, but it's very cute.
Yeah, I was curious about that too. So, they're too small to have anybody translating their lyrics on the internet, but Google Translate can help me out.
Hmm.
So, take these translations with a grain of salt. But, one of the verses translates here to uh, hit it and pass it. I don't mind. Think before speaking. I'd rather be a psycho. I don't want to be like you. So, well, it says please me rather psycho. uh, but I'm going to say the hit it and pass it, I don't mind, is a sort of psycho level cavalier attitude about the blunt that they're putting in rotation, I'm imagining.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was a drug thing or a sex thing or what, but it's something.
Definitely psycho.
certainly something.
I
But
love
it's such
that.
a cheerful way of being psycho, you know?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Completely psycho.
Mm.
But I love that the sweeping synth thing that they have going almost throughout. Danny, 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 Danny.
Yeah, it's
It
fun.
reminds me of something sort of retro, but I don't have good reference points. If that reminded anyone of anything, please drop it in the chat because I'm struggling to connect it to the past. I wanted to say maybe a bright past Kara synth, but that's not necessarily the case. But it's a really pretty well produced and put together track. I'm not sure how you're going to feel about. You have more opinions on certain production choices than I usually do, but it felt pretty well mixed, competently done. The video looked pretty good. Of course, it was relatively low budget, and there were definitely some filler shots. Even though the one with just the girls walking blank faced at the screen was pretty solid in a way. Um, but yeah, I mean, I like this sort of thing to be a debut. I don't imagine that this is going to pop, and my guess, based on my short, experience watching these new groups rise and fall, my guess would be that they will probably be disappointed by the lack of impact that this will have, and then their next comeback will probably be, they probably won't pay a writer as much, and it'll probably be bad. But let's hope that's not the case. Maybe they have something together and they cultivate this cute, bright sound.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm pretty positive on this. I like this song quite a bit. I think it's really fun. I think it's a perfect, fun, little, cute debut. I tend to agree with you that they will have put all the budget into this and got it really well mixed and really well written, and then the next one will probably be made from about 10 quid or something. But I mean, I like this song quite a bit. Every time it comes on, I put it on my playlist immediately because I liked it. Every time it comes on, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm really optimistic about stuff. I'm high energy. I'm loving it. So it's clearly doing something right.
Yeah, I mean, I put it on my list as well, and then it came on randomly, and I forgot who it was, and I was like, oh yeah, this it felt like I'd known it for a long time.
Mm.
And it just does slot in very nice. It's bright, pleasant, and that one girl's vocal at the end of the chorus where it's just like, I'm just a Chung Baman psycho. She says it's so cute. They really capture a nice softness in that vocal take. It's a charming song. I like it.
Yeah, I don't really have any complaints, I don't think, about this song. It could be more standout at points. It's just a generally good song, but everything's decently well done. There's no production choices where I'm like, what the fuck was that? There usually is with these lower budget groups. Everything's just well done.
Hit it and pass it. I don't mind.
I didn't hear that bit, so it's fine.
Yeah, no, I'm taking some some agency by translating it.
Mm.
But yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's not much more to talk about with them since they are brand new and they are tiny. So I'm down to move on to Billlie in the interest of not overstaying my welcome.
Oh, okay.
I mean, unless you have further thoughts.
No, I'm content. It's just a well-made song that's sung well, written well. Nothing's awkward in the backing track. It's weird for me not to have complaints about production, but yeah, it's just well done. I have no complaints. I just hope that they get some traction out of this and don't just like have a drastic concept change to try and get some fans, because that's usually what happens with these groups. That's the only thing that would worry me. I thought that dance break was a bit weird, actually. That's like the only bit that I wasn't super into.
Okay, yeah, I could also level not a complaint, but like just something a little less than great. This a lot of the choreo did feel like just a mishmash of the standard K-pop moves, a lot of the hip left and right, and then not much memorable flavor to that. But I mean, yeah, it's a struggle for groups to balance originality and creativity in choreo and song. So I'm okay if they're song oriented primarily, and it's not like the dance is bad. It's just aggressively normal for this genre. But yeah, I mean, basically, we need more woo to bring in those great actual choreos.
Yeah, but it's always a coin flip whether their songs are any good.
Woo?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I might get too aggressive, so we better move on.
Okay. Do we want to do double bills of people immediately after each other, or do you want to like do the full rotation then back to Swither, or what?
I mean, I personally feel like since we experienced so much technical difficulty switching, it's probably easiest to just go right into it. But
okay, yeah, we can do Billlie straight away. That's fine. Let me,
if everyone's cool with that,
get that one ready, and I'm just going to get my poll done. On Wiener, it was mostly free to go, and one person gave it Key to the City. I think that's fair. I'd probably be about the same between the two. It's just good. Right, so now you're talking about a much bigger group.
Much bigger.
A much, much bigger group. By the name of Billlie.
Yeah, so big you need another L.
Yeah. 2 L's could not contain them. 3 L's, though, that's plenty.
3 L's, also known as a great genre. I'll leave it at that. Let's move on.
Okay, yep, so we're doing Billie's Ring My Bell, because they capitalized it. Parentheses, what a wonderful world, close parentheses. So we'll get into that one now.
Chapter 2. 너무도 멀어 보였던 곳 도착한 거지. 빙글빙글 이대로 나 끝일 뻔했지. 날 깨워 흔들어서 깨워준 거지. ring 다시 울려 ring 울려. 새로 만든 세상 속삭여 아름답지. I like it I like it. 밝게 우렸던 순간의 인사에 또 다른 여신을. Just ring my bell. 필요할 때 불러 ring 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 my bell.
Okay then, Billie. What were your thoughts
I
on
saw
Billlie?
you were virtually motionless during that, so I think we know how that goes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, Guns N' Roses.
What about Guns N' Roses?
I mean, what does this remind you of in
Um,
style?
this reminds me of popular girls putting on their rock cosplay when it becomes cool to do so, I guess.
Okay, sure, but
It's very
what rock
inauthentic.
cosplay?
It's just like generically okay rock is what they're going for, I think. They're not really going for Guns N' Roses, otherwise they'd be shrieking like a fucking banshee. And they'd have like some
Maybe.
actually good guitar work, which they don't have, so I'm
Really,
not
I don't know. That solo kind of ripped. I don't know.
yeah, but it's a solo, solos always sound okay. The song is so subdued.
Yeah, I mean,
And yet they're
this
all
has never
doing
been.
their company sanctioned rock moves the whole way through. Like they've been taught to do it, I you're always going to get the same kind of reaction from me when you bring these like rock attempts from groups because it's so inauthentic. Like I know K-pop is anyway, but that fits with pop. It does not fit with rock.
Yeah, I mean, I'm never gonna bring up authenticity as any sort of marker, but generally, this genre hasn't been for me, even if it's in English and supposedly authentic. So, this isn't a song that I'm gonna be listening to much, but I find the move interesting, and I also think that this sort of positions Sua better than in previous comebacks because I feel like they've been struggling with her presentation and how they want her to what her role in the group is going to be because I
Mm.
don't know, so some of the earlier raps were a little rough, in my opinion, but I still like her, and that sibling performance that she did was really cute, but yeah, I feel like they've just struggled a little bit with what they want her to be in the group, but I don't know. The real story here for me is the short film that they put out, as they have been consistently. They
Oh,
they
my
make
favorite.
like 11-minute short films before the release, and then the album, truly the album or the mini. There are 4 songs on here that I really, really, really mess with, and they are, you could call them pretentious, and sure,
They are.
they put Tao Te Ching in a video about that references like early film and uses adjusted frame rates to, signify different, as a symbolic tool. So sure, you could say that they're kind of pretentious, but it comes through in a pretty compelling way, and I kind of like their lore. It's compelling enough that I was interested enough to actually read a little bit, and I have their liner notes pulled up, and there's some good stuff in there. There's the second track on the album, which I'm still shocked that you didn't like as much as I thought you would. Brave, a song from Matilda, is amazing. And in the liner notes, they say that Matilda in the title is an explicit reference to the Roald Dahl children's book, Matilda. You know Roald Dahl, right?
Yeah, certainly do.
Yeah,
Writer of the Twits.
yeah. And I do like, so one of the things with Billie is like, uh, I'm you know I'm not an authoritative source, but my very limited understanding is I feel like they are using a fictional character as like a lost member of the group named Billie Love, and she's supposed to be, in my mind, it feels like maybe a friend of theirs that they had as children in the story of this, that they lost, and then it's sort of not a murder mystery, but like trying to figure out how they lost her, and it does connect with some interesting sort of themes of like they make it explicit that some of their references are trying to say that um, their story is sort of about trying to grow up in a world in which they feel like the adults around them and the grown-ups are fundamentally sort of dishonest about their experience, and it makes it more difficult and trying to bring reality back into it. And I think there's some resonance to that for me. And I kind of see a little bit of the connections in actual music and visual art. And yeah, these songs, crucially, I totally understand nobody being at all interested in the lore, but listen to the album. The opening track, My B, I love it. The lyrics are fantastic. It's got some Monotree production on it, Yoon Jung Sung, and it opens with like a great synth that sort of reminds me of early James Blake, and I feel like that's been missing in a big way, even from James Blake's contemporary music. So I was very happy to hear that. It's just kind of like a crazy and fun song. Then yeah, the second one, Matilda, that I already brought up, it's got like a talk box in it. It's groovy, fantastic vocals. I feel like this album has the best showcase of Billlie vocals yet across it. Then third track is Ring My Bell, or Ring My Bell, more precisely. 4 is Sun Palace, which is the opposite side to Moon Palace from the previous mini, which was amazing, and I think they work well together, and they have a sort of harmonic theme to them that is really good. And then the 5th one is Wild, MacGuffins, with a little tilde, Who's the Joker? That one has Ryan Dunn and Anna Timgren on it. And it's really interesting production. That one has insane vocals on it. Even in the liner notes, they say, this is a dance pop. It's roughly translated, so forgive me, but it says, this is a dance pop with the most complicated vocals and chorus line among Billie's tracks that have been released, combining Latin trap and Chicano hip-hop. Chicano. So they're going deep, but that song has grown on me. That song really does have something interesting happening in it. Mm-hmm. And yeah, great vocals. And then the last one is it's the only B-side that I didn't add just because it's, just one of those chill sort of fan song energies. But overall, really strong. 4 really good tracks is amazing for a mini for me. That's pretty rare. So I really liked it. I think Billlie has a compelling direction and a lore that is, overreaching enough to allow people to fall into it if they want to, but also sort of dynamic enough to, I think, be able to be ported onto a big variety of concepts or songs. So I think that will work well going into the future. I think they have a solid sort of emotional core that they can wrap around just about anything that they're excited about making. So I really believe in Billlie. I like them. Also, they did a couple stages for the Matilda song. So if you didn't like this one, but you still want to see something visual, they put out a choreo practice and then a couple stages for that. So pretty solid.
Yeah.
You listened to the album, right? Do you have any thoughts on those songs?
Didn't like any of them.
You didn't like a single one?
Didn't like any of them. Just not
working.
My. Yeah,
well, that hurts a little bit.
Let me just read out these song titles, okay? Because you're giving them way too much credit for these song titles, right? You're like, oh, My Bee and Brave. And it's not that, because it's My Bee, capitalized, equals the birth, randomly capital B, of emotion. Everything else is lowercase. Second one is B apostrophe rave, squiggly hyphen, a song for Matilda. Then we got Ring My Bell, brackets, what a wonderful world, close brackets. Then we've got $UN Palace, brackets, Stroop Effect, close brackets. Then we have MacGuffins, squiggly hyphen, who's the Joker. Then we've got B @CK to the number 2, where we belong, capitalized. Don't know why. What the fuck is that? Don't pretend this is... that no one can ever say this group is not pretentious. That's their whole thing. is being pretentious as fuck. And yet, like, it's okay being pretentious as fuck if you're going to back it up with, like, insane levels of music nerdery like they were on their other songs, but this is, like, the most basic title song you could imagine.
But isn't that sort of a provocation to have such a basic Guns N' Roses title song and then have these very interesting B-sides?
I'm not going to stand here and let you call this Guns N' Roses, because it just ain't. It's not Guns N' Roses in the slightest bit. It's not even close.
I mean, I don't have any reverence for Guns N' Roses, so that's not really much of a...
Ian agrees, it's not Guns N' Roses. It's nowhere near Guns N' Roses. Not even remotely close.
What's the closest rock reference point? I mean, sure, it won't be any of them
it's
exactly.
It's boring pop rock, as Ian says. It's like... Oh, what would be the closest thing? Maybe like... I mean, what would it be? Because it's not even Avril level, to be honest. It's like... This is like... What would this be? Like Daughtry, maybe? I don't know. Some like really dull mainstream pop rock is what this is. I mean, they're giving it more than like the Korean pop rock scene do usually. That's like not even rock. Like there's no guitars a lot of the time, but this is like very transparent to me. That this is just like, look, alright, pop punk's like popular, we're gonna just make a random little rock song for now. We're never gonna come back to this ever. But it's not doing it. And also, like, if you're gonna go rock, why is the rest of your EP not rock in the slightest bit? It's like so obvious this is just like we're jumping on the trend and that's the only time we're gonna do it.
Is it even like is this type of rock even a trend? I mean, sure, like Dreamcatcher style stuff is sort of trend.
Rock is the trend. I don't even think Dreamcatcher is the trend. The trend is like sell out pop rock, pop punk rock, you know? That's all it really is, you know?
I guess maybe, yeah.
But I don't know. The trend is copy Olivia Rodrigo, who's copying Paramore, who's copying whatever else. That's the trend, but everyone's interpreting it slightly differently in K-music.
It does feel like it's not trying to emulate that. It feels like it's almost trying to just be this... I don't know. I'm not articulate about that. But anyway, you know, the title isn't my favorite anyway, so I shouldn't try and die on that hill anyway. But, you know, with regards to you being mad about the capitalization of V's and such, you know, they're obsessed with the number 11. It's part of the lore, 11 years since something happened. And then part of their liner notes, they have this beautiful little page with these little tarot card looking drawings, and then each member gets assigned a B. First song is called My B, remember? And Xian's B is Beast. And it has a poem, a little poem for each. Well, maybe a poem.
Every day she shocks.
Xian says, I'm a monster and a beast. Whatever you call me, I don't care. Even if you feel threatened by me, who cares? I just show myself the way I want to look. Be careful, I'm never easy. Soyeon is birdcage. B for birdcage. I'm a birdcage. Birdcage. Even though you try to break my world, I won't change whatever you're concealing. Give in to me or leave, because I'll tame you. Tsuki, the internet's favorite member, is B for blossom. I'm a flower, loveliness in the spring sunshine, but be careful. I'm not a trophy that blossomed only for you. Don't be so relaxed, because otherwise I'll fly away with a different look. A different look. You know, that's what Tsuki was prized on for that 10 mil fan cam, was in Ginga Minga Yo, when she was, you know, K-pop fans being obsessed with duality. And Tsuki checked all those boxes. That fan cam was crazy. It still is almost an eerie experience to go back and watch. She did kind of kill it. And then Shun, formerly Suyeon from Girls Planet 999, the more recently added member. Her B is Bubble. My name is Bubble. Fluffy, foaming bubbles. I hate being taken lightly. I'm not disappointed by refusal. I can just blow my bubbles again to rise any time. Haram is B for beads. My name is Bijou. I'm glittering. Don't think I can't shine without you. Even if you don't recognize me, I can't help it. slowly, carefully, without hesitation. I'm the one to pick you, who will look good with me. Moonsua is B for bishop, and there's a little chess bishop. Don't get it confused. She's not part of the liturgy. My name is Bishop. Even if I have many options ahead of me, I always don't walk straight. My eyes go to the blind spots all the time, because only the path that others don't and can't take is where I start. And then Haruna's balloon. I'm a balloon. My name is Balloon. Don't grow your dream looking at me as you like. I love you. Congratulations. Don't make your dream engraved in me. I'll leave you to find my path. I won't be swayed by you anymore. So each of them has a beat. So, neat, my beat. That song goes. I really do love the chorus lyrics in the first track. But, yeah, I get your position. It's just about
I want to pose a question, right? Why do groups put so much into their lore and so little into their music? That's what I want to know. Like, why do we not have a good title track before we have this fucking, like, high school English bullshit fucking idea?
I really think you have allowed the title track to poison your conception of the rest of the mini, because...
Maybe I have, but why are you putting your worst foot forward? And, like,
I don't know.
The rest of it, nothing jumped out other than bad stuff, so what's the point?
I don't know. I'm not going to defend that choice that much, but I'm going to hope that something in the future sort of makes it fall into place and make sense. They do have a sort of interesting approach. But just about everything they do, I find something really well done in it. I mean, even their cover of the Paping Su is amazing. That song is great. Did you hear that one?
I think so. I don't remember it very well, but I'm pretty sure I watched it.
Pretty solid. Oh yeah, and the video is great. It's like a series of remakes of old Korean ads, evidently, but the aesthetic is amazing, I thought. But yeah, for you to say that they don't put any effort into the music, that's just so wrong. I mean, if you listen to these B-sides, they're clearly
what I want to know is
ambitious.
why they're putting more effort into writing all this bullshit than, like, good songs.
Okay,
clearly they're putting way too much effort into writing this pointless bollocks lore, and, like, they're putting out this most boring of title tracks. I don't understand.
You may be
why.
overestimating how much work it takes to write out these B poems, but
maybe it does, but either way, it's still shit. So why don't we save our brains for the bits that matter?
Okay, well,
I can't
anyone
agree with
listening-
anything about lore. Lore is like the worst thing that ever happened to K-pop.
Well,
They're
they
fucking
do build
musicians. They don't need lore. They just need to sing and dance and be great at that. They don't need this fucking stupid fucking bullshit. It's just a waste of time. All of it. I don't want lore. Like Ian was saying earlier, and he's right, it was fun when it was like stupid like EXO and BAP lore, because they were just so absurd and ridiculous that you couldn't help but laugh. But now they're trying to make everything so deep, and it all comes off as like, I'm 14 and this is deep. And it's not doing it,
Well, maybe think about it. Like, when you're 14 and this is deep, is there much that is deeper than that feeling?
Is there much that's deeper than getting to feel like you're smarter because your group puts stupid fucking song titles out?
Okay.
I feel like that's all that this is for, when they put these stupid song titles out. It's like just so that their fans can feel like they're smarter than the rest.
No, but
it's frustrating me that I have to say this, because when they were putting out like Moon Palace and 11 and all that stuff, that was great. And then they just came back with this and killed my love for them. I was really enjoying them up to that point. I even liked Ring X Ring or whatever the fuck it was called. And like,
yes, sir.
Their Christmas song was really great too. And
yes,
it was
sir.
all going well. And then they put this out, and it's like ruined everything for me.
Okay, well, let's hope that they can win you back. They are billed as a storytelling girl group. So I'm gonna let them cook on that, and just hope that I don't have any complaints about these B-sides. So I hope they continue with that direction of incorporating interesting production, some jazzy choices, really good and difficult vocal ad libs, and surprisingly, impactful lyrics sometimes, in my opinion. But I'm someone that thinks that I Chill and Got Ya has some of the most profound lyrics I've heard in a decade. So take my words with a grain of salt.
Yeah,
But yeah, so I've really fulfilled on my promise to filibuster on Billlie. So I will try and get out of the way for some of these other songs.
Sure.
I'm excited about some of these, and I'm glad that Alex is doing the Chuu one as well, because that made me discover the original song, which is great. But yeah, last shout out I'll do is I brought CSR Pop on a couple weeks ago, and I just recently tried to sing that one in its original key, and it made me develop even more respect for that song. That song is so difficult and cool rhythmically and harmonically, and I developed a conviction that they have never done a live performance that's fully live, but my new contention is that one of the greatest challenges for any group of about 12 people to do in this life would be to do a fully live rendition of Pop by CSR without messing something up in a big way. So
yeah, if it makes you feel any better about your own attempt, they didn't hit those notes in the recording booth either. So don't worry.
Yeah, I mean, watching some of their live stages and trying to imagine them actually singing during the dance and doing it. I mean, I know they aren't fully, but imagining them doing all of the vocal parts live with the dance, it does seem like almost an unachievable feat. But it's an amazing song, and I'm still bumping it and all of those B-sides. So love all these groups. All right, Diggy, thanks so much for having me.
You're welcome. Enjoy your village out of the on live room.
I need my beat. Bye me.
See you later then, Swither. Oh wow, what an exit. Okay, Alex, I hope you're ready. I'm bringing you in. Hello, Alex.
Yep. Hello.
How are you doing? After that
Hello.
village, how are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Did you enjoy Billie's song?
Billie's okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the names of their songs are kind of too much.
Yeah, I agree.
And yeah.
Way too much. But we're on to someone with quite a simple song title next.
Yeah, and that is Key and with Gasoline.
And we'll get straight into that.
난 다 받을게 작디 좁아 건드리면 폭발 아니야 불봐 Like a dynamite 감이 없잖아 날려본 적 있니 나나나 이 순간 넘칠 듯 아찔함으로 기록은 상관없어 I'm just driving on my own 아차 싶을 때 난무했던 그런 반칙도 불꽃 속에 태워버려 제가 된 채 날리네 누가 날 판단하고 정해 위험한 에서 난 커져가 아슬아슬 불을 지펴 깃발이 휘날릴 때 가슴이 벅차와 Baby I know where to go Rainbow my type my joy 뜨거워진 gasoline처럼 달려 Rainbow my style my ego 뜨거워진 gasoline처럼 달려 이제 걸어 멈춘 너도 By my gasoline 결국엔 해내고 Now I know it's a go-go Shoot my gasoline Yeah I got it baby I can show you a miracle Can you feel me? Here I
Okay, we've just put some gasoline on that fire. How are we feeling?
Man, I'm saying Key's not even gonna get the key to the city here.
Oh no! All these segues, all these puns. Come on.
Yeah, but I mean, I like it. Yeah, I first heard this actually like I was watching the SM Town performance. Like he played it before the song actually came out, and yeah, I was just kind of doing stuff in the background, and like I heard that intro with the horns, and it was just really got into it. Like the verses and the chorus. Music video looks great, and I mean, I'd probably say the like that bridge. I think bridge or pre-chorus part where it slows down kind of throws it off a little, but yeah, I like it.
I think I pretty much agree with everything you said. Because I think I'm a lot more positive on this song than most people here are. Because I think like that horn motif he's got going on through the whole song, that's really strong. Gives you this really good like momentum, and it feels kind of triumphant, and then he's dressed in like all gold. Like if you wanted to rub in that it's all triumphant, that's how you do it. And like I think it's strong. I think most of this song is really good. It's just that bridge comes right the hell out of nowhere, and I don't know why it's there, because there's not even like a lot of the time, like we know SM does this with their bridges, right? They put these like really like these bridges that don't fit the song, but they sound good because they're like an R&B bridge, and it's like where their vocalists can show that they can sing. In this, like, there's usually a transition into those in most songs, or like everything drops out and then it becomes that. Whereas in this, it just like happened. It's like, why are we here? It was this really weird moment where I was like, did we just transition to another song? It got really weird, but I think the rest of it is really well done. Like, I don't usually notice music videos, but I really liked a lot of this music video. I thought it was really well done. Like, there's some second gen level ridiculous outfits, which I'm always here for. There's this skeleton suit, like, wow. This epic cage. There's this part where they like CGI merge in the dancers with like black mist with when he moves his hands either side. That's really cool. I really like that. I think the dance looks like it's energetic. That's pretty cool. I like most of this. It's just like when he tries to rap, it's not that good, and that bridge is really weird. But I think I like everything else.
Yeah.
So I'm considering a playlist that. It might happen. You never know.
It's just a. Yeah, go ahead.
He'd probably get free to go for me, I think, at the moment. But it's looking pretty good.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, yeah, this is like just a like good song to get hyped to, I think.
What is this massive like blind monk head in this set, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's all about. I don't know if they're just trying to do Astro World again, like a lot of MVs like to now. But it's
yeah, I mean, I think he said like this isn't part of the Kwangya universe.
Thank God.
So, yeah, I don't know.
We've had plenty of Kwangya by now, I think. I think they've made most of SM do that now, so thank God he's not having to do it. But wow, these outfits, man. These are incredible outfits. Look at this.
Yeah, really,
this, like,
really great. Yeah.
Blue, frosty outfit. Wow. We need more effort like this into our styling. This is like epic. I think some of these outfits are so fucking like ridiculous and cool. There's one where he looks like oh god, what is that character's name? That's like Thor's sister or something. He looks like her from Ragnarok, I think. But yeah, that crazy headpiece, very cool. Loving it. Well done, Key. Maybe you would get Key to the City for me, actually. I don't know. The more I talk about it, the more I realise I like most of it. So it's... Oh man, this shot with the CGI fog, and like, wow. It's very well done. Hela, that's the name. He looks like Hela in one of these. But, yeah, I'm quite impressed. Because I don't usually care that much for Key's solo stuff. Like, he has one song that I really, really like, called Honest, from one of his previous releases, but most of his solo stuff I don't tend to like, but maybe that's gonna change now. Who knows?
He had like a good streak, like he collabed with like Soyeon from G-Idol, Crush, and
oh yeah, I remember that.
He had like that was like 4 years ago.
That music video where he was like in a train carriage or something.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people like those,
Soyeon,
but they didn't quite hit for me, which is surprising because I really like Crush. So you would have thought I'd have adored his song with Crush, but didn't quite happen. But Gasoline, for some reason, I'm really into. So well done, Key. The audience don't agree. They want to give him a night in the cells. And other than that, they're tied between Key to the City, which was Alex, and Short Sentence. So, inconclusive from the audience, but they don't seem to like it too much. But I'm liking it. I think it's cool, and we can move on to your other pick now, which is a very different kind of song.
Yeah, so this is a Chuu from Luna and a song called 1.5.
Let's go.
때보다는 외롭고 하잖네 네가 가져간 나의 한쪽 때문인가 그래서 넌 둘이 될 수 있었던 거야
지금 너에겐 변명처럼 들리겠지 널 보낸 후 항상 난 혼자였는데
둘이 되어버린 날 잊은 것 같은 너의 모습에 하나일 때보다는 외롭고 허전해 네가 가져간 나의 반쪽 때문인가 그래서 넌 둘이 될 수 있었던 거야 되어버린 날 잊은 것 같은 너의 모습에 하나일 때보다는 외롭고 허전해 네가 가져간 나의 한쪽 때문인가 그래서 넌 둘이 될 수 있었던 거야
Okay, Alex, how are you feeling about Chuu?
Man, so this is actually the first time I saw the video. But yeah, and I listened to it a few times this week. But yeah, I mean, it's pleasant and cute. I didn't know it was a cover. But yeah, I mean, I do like it. I like that part where like the melody or her voice kind of goes flat. I don't know how to describe
Yeah,
it.
the bit where it goes, yeah, it's like the first verse or something, right? Where like it ends on a slightly weird note each time.
Yeah.
Yeah. That grabbed my
I
ear
like
definitely
that.
because I was like, that's not supposed to happen because like this song is like I think T and Ian noticed in the chat that there's a lot of auto tune going on with her voice in this song. Like she's like on a grid, her voice. There's no room for it to go off at any point. So I don't. It's kind of. It really caught me by surprise that those parts were like that because I assumed they would auto tune it to the note that they want it to be, which I would have assumed would be like one semitone lower than it was. So that was. Yeah, strange feeling. That part of the song. But yeah, I think I'm kind of in agreement with Ian and T here that I don't find the melody that interesting, and I don't think that like the backing track has that much interest. It's just like a acoustic guitar and her auto-tuned voice, which I don't particularly enjoy that much. So for me, this is a bit of a miss. But I think a lot of people will probably like this because it's just a cute song with a cute girl with a cute melody and whatever else. But it's a bit of a rough listen for me. I gotta say.
Yeah. Maybe they should have thrown some of that harmonica.
Yeah, need electric harmonica in here. That would have made this much better. Oh, this part that's on stream as I talk as well, where there's like they've drawn on like raindrops and they're like animating them a little bit. She looks so uncomfortable doing her little like weird chicken dance with it. I don't know what's happening there, but it's quite a laugh.
Yeah,
because most of it she's like doing the perfect idol happy faces and hearts and all this stuff, and then that bit she just looks like she's not had any direction. She's like, right, let's get this done and get home. It kind of makes me laugh, that bit, but it's a cute video. It's Chuu, you know what you're getting, you know.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't really I'm not like a super big fan of Luna, but so like she has like Chuu has like her own solo career or something.
Well, technically a lot of
like,
the Luna people did because they all started off solo and then became a group, but I guess it's a shame for me because I remember Chuu's solo song, which I think had quite a lot more power in it than this, but this kind of song doesn't require power, so I know why it doesn't have any power in it. It just, I think when I hear these types of songs and it's like this, like acoustic backing and like super auto-tuned vocals, it's like it feels really low effort to me because they haven't bothered getting like better takes from her to make sure they don't have to auto-tune it, and they haven't like taken any care to make sure different bits sound natural or different. Like it's just on a grid. so it feels a bit kind of like they just had to get something out, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
But her
Yeah.
what was her? Was it Heart Attack? Her solo, I think, was her. Yeah, like her introductory song for Luna. That was worth a listen. I'd give that a go, definitely, if you like her voice.
Okay. Yeah, I
That's
mean,
cool.
I think I've listened to all of them. I just haven't been able to learn everyone's names
Oh, I'm with you. Don't worry.
in the group.
It's taken me
Yeah.
so long to get anywhere near learning all their names. There's just too many girls.
Yeah.
I think I've realised once a group goes above like 8 or 9 members, I'm checked out. I can't even try at that point.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, it's
Yeah.
as Swither was saying, Chuu didn't come on Luna's tour, and there's been a lot of speculation and internal company problems. Did they ever resolve that? Because she was taking them to court, I think, at one point.
Not sure. Yeah, I know about the problems, but yeah, I wasn't sure if it was resolved.
Yeah, we need our our Luna experts in the chat to let us know, because I know that's the last I heard of it was that she was taking them to court, and now this is out. So I assume something's been sorted, or this is like outside of the company. I don't know. It's a bit strange to me.
Mhm.
Was she involved in their because they put out oh no, that was a subunit, wasn't it? Sick Love. So maybe she's not in that. I don't know. I have no clue with most of the Luna stuff. I just listen to the songs and I like them or I don't. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd
Yeah, I
be
think,
interested
yeah.
to know how things are going with Chuu.
Hmm.
Oh, she's not in Allied Circle. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I just was curious because I know they just put something out and now she's put something out, so it seems a bit strange. But yeah, I guess we'll find out in due course what's going on with Chuu.
Yeah.
I think plenty of us are interested to see, and I'm sure that most of the Luna experts will fill us in once they hear this, but for now, we don't know what's happening with Chuu. Apart from that she's putting this out, so there you go. Chat agrees with you on this one, so well done. They're giving it the key to the city. It's 2 votes key to the city, 1 vote each for Night in the Cells and Short Sentence. I think I'd give it a short sentence just because I really don't like this super auto-tune feel. But there's nothing functionally wrong with the song. I just don't really like it. But Swither and you are both giving it key to the city, so she gets key to the city. Unlike Key, so unfair. His name's Key. Just give it, you know. Come on, it's not fair. But
It even has it's supposed to have his face on it too.
yeah, it is supposed to have his face on it. That's supposed to be the emote once we get emotes. Key's face in a key. Get ready for that if I ever get emotes. We'll see. But yeah, well done, Chuu. It's auto playing someone else. That's weird. Okay. Well, anyway, thank you, Alex. That was
Yeah, thanks, Diggy.
a couple of fun songs. I'm probably going to add that Key song to my playlist, so get ready for some gasoline. Loving that. But thanks, buddy. I'll shift you on out now, and we'll get to Ian if he's ready.
All right, bye.
Thanks, buddy. Okay, Ian, are you ready? Let's see. Is he eating? Is he ready? Let's find out. Hi, Ian.
Hello, Diggy. Oh, I should turn on push to talk. I'm still on non-push to talk from D&D.
Ah, okay. Yeah, D&D was excellent this week, by the way, folks. Ian here, great DM.
I appreciate that, Diggy. No, it was a very good session.
The most emotional session of Dungeons and Dragons I've ever had. So that was good.
No, I mean, we're building on stuff, so no, it was a great time. Glad that y'all put up with it for like 5 hours.
It was a long one, but it was a good one.
So, yeah, but yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, I've been busy this weekend, which is like rare for me. So I've done hardly any actual schoolwork, but you know, that's okay. We're gonna get through it.
It'll get done. It'll get done in a flash, Ian. I had to do it.
Throwing me right into the transition. Okay. So I'll go with that one first then. The first song I was going to bring today was Flash by Rocket Punch. I know traditionally one of your favorite girl groups, but I don't know what you think of this song actually. So.
The only girl group whose albums I collect, Rocket Punch. Let's get it in there. Let's get Flash on.
I'm ready for action. Signal action. Signal action. Final light on me. 좀 더 환하게 비춰줘. Much brighter. 360도 빈틈 하나도 없이 내가 스며들 수 있게. 한순간도 놓치지 마. 그 모든 순간에 좀 미묘하게 달라졌던 온도 속 날 바라봐. 직접 straight into my eyes. 날카롭던 눈빛 focus on me baby. 어지럽게 난 뒤섞여있던 감정들이 하나 둘 자리를 잡으면 뿌였던 안개 속에 조금씩 드러나게 돼. My signal action. Take a flash 나를 비추면 you 내도 안에 꿈새롭게 그려진 다음 빛을 머금고 날 refresh 반짝거렸던 splash touch me 방울에 준비가 끝났어 난 I'm ready for action. Signal action. Light signal action. Light signal action. Action. I'm ready for action. Signal action. Light signal action. Light signal action. I'm ready for action. Ready now 말해봐 그려왔던 내 모습이 어땠는지 yeah. 빨리 땀으로 날 데려가 상상했던 것들로 가득 채운 starlight 투명하게 비춰지던 내 안에 새겨진 좀 미묘하게 달라졌던 얘기 속 날 바라봐 직접 straight into my eyes 날카롭던 눈빛 focus on me baby. 어지럽게 난 뒤섞여있던 감정들이 하나 둘 자리를 잡으면 뿌였던 안개 속에 조금씩 드러나게 돼. Take a flash 나를 비추면 you 내도 안에 꿈새롭게 그려진 다음 빛을 머금고 날 refresh 반짝거렸던 splash touch me 방울에 준비가 끝났어 난 I'm ready for action. 섬광 속에 떨어진 blackout 두 눈이 멀어도 볼 수 있어 난 흐릿한 그림자 위 실루엣처럼 I'm ready. I'm ready. Oh yeah. Signal action. Signal action. Signal action. Action. I'm ready for action. Signal action. Signal action. Signal action. I'm ready for action. Signal action. Signal action.
Alrighty. Rocket Punch's Flash. How did you find it, Ian?
I gave it Key to the City. I like this song, but I have some very big qualms with this song at the same time. So it's not a very comfortable, I like this. So mixed feelings, but I do enjoy it, I think.
Okay. What are your problems with the song?
The chorus.
Yeah.
It goes both ways with the chorus. It's catchy and the rhythms are interesting, and even the melody for what it is works really well. But man, the tone that they're singing in and the way their voices sound is horrid. I would
By the
take
chorus,
almost-
we're talking about the Flash part, right? Rather than the light signal action bit.
Yes,
Okay.
the part at the beginning,
Yeah.
where they're like singing, but the timbre and the tone is just so odd. It's like it's in falsetto, but it's not in falsetto, and it just really bothers me. It's kind of it's a similar sound actually to what really bothers me about some of the songs on the Jay Juan album, and that it's an awkward range for their voices, I think, and it just makes them sound bad, and makes them sound kind of sour, if that makes sense. There's not a great way to describe timbre musically.
They sound uncomfortable, basically. It's a range that's a little bit too high for them, really, to be singing as like hard as they are, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and then the worst bit of it is at the end of that part where it goes actually into falsetto, and that part hurts a little bit. Like, not awful, but like it's uncomfortable. And it's just disappointing that it sounds the way that it does, because otherwise I like the song a decent bit, and I like what they were going for in the chorus. It just sounds wrong at the same time. So, which is why I have such, like, I like it, but I have such a mixed feeling on it.
Yeah, I think I agree with you completely. I think the song in general is pretty strong, pretty well done, mostly because it sounds like an Eyes One song. But I think, I don't like the flash part because it's basically an attempt at an anti-drop, and I fucking hate those. But outside of that part, I think it's really good. I think like the verses have a lot going for them. There's some cool instrumentation happening behind them. I really like the little descending synth like tones happening. I really like how the bass kicks in and kicks back out again in the verses. It's really cool. I love Suyun's voice, so whenever she's singing, I'm smiling. I think Jury's part where she does the light signal action really fits. Like, she sounds great doing that line. I think I like her on that line a lot more than I like Sohee on it. But I don't think there's much else wrong with the song. I think even the flash part works when Suyun's singing it, because that's a range that she's comfortable in. But it's not so much the case for when like Yoni's doing it. I don't think she's as comfortable there. But
as the names for Golden Child meant nothing to you, Diggy, their names mean abs.
Yeah, so let me tell you who looks like what. So Suyun has the bluey hair. Yoni is blonde in this. She's like the center. Jury has like brunette hair. Like reddish brunette hair. She does the first light signal action. That's who I'm talking about. But I think it's reasonably strong song, but I don't really know why this is a Rocket Punch release, if that makes sense.
That's what I was gonna say.
This is like a very big departure from what Rocket Punch tend to be doing.
Yeah.
So, but I suppose they've already done that before, so I mean that doesn't really. It shouldn't be that much of a surprise. Like, they started off with like Bim Bam Boom was like this kind of elegant EDM type song, and then Bouncy was Bubble Junk, which I'm waiting for a return of. And then we've been like 80s basically ever since then, aside from like Juicy was just like my least favorite of their songs. It was just this like milk toast kind of cutesy song, and then ever since then it's been 80s, and now we're doing Eyes One. It just seems, I guess maybe they're not getting the success that they want, but if you keep changing what you do, you're going to lose fans. So I don't know.
But I think they were doing pretty well, though. Really, I like the number of streams they have on their songs and views they get is pretty.
Yeah, it's not bad considering that they're like. I know Woollim is not like the tiny agency, but it's not the biggest.
No, but their stuff isn't actually that far off from what Goldshot gets, and Goldshot isn't a small group either, right? It's not like they're hitting like, the ridiculous groups do, but
they feel like they're in kind of a similar place to where like WJSM were a few years ago, popularity wise.
That makes sense. I get that comparison. But yeah, that's also another thing about this song. It's like, how much I think everyone knows how much I like 80s. And Chiquita is a home run song almost for me. Like, it was top 3, I think, if I'm remembering my top 10 list correctly from the first half of the year. So like, I never like I liked the Eyes One sound, but I don't like it nearly as much as the 80s. So that combined with the weird bits of this song make me like a bit disappointed in it, even if it's not like bad. And I mean, I don't share the same opinions as you about the Bubble Junk Rocket Punch, because I was never.
That's what made me a fan. God damn it!
But I'm not surprised that you like them still. So like, I think the B-sides on this album are more what I want from Rocket Punch, even though they don't have the production value. So they're B-sides, kind of classically so. But I think the two B-sides I enjoy more, partially because there's that weird chorus bit, and I like the sound more because they're not like. I mean, the Moon Prism is more 80s, the second one on the album, and I think that's the one I like more. But both of them sound more like what I would want from Rocket Punch than this particular song.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that again. I think I like Beep Beep the most of all three, but
that makes sense
because that's closer to the kind of bubble junkie type of Rocket Punch that I really, really like. But they're all strong. Like, it's a very strong single album. I think all of the songs are good. It's just varying degrees of good depending on what you like, basically.
I agree.
But I don't think it's a bad comeback at all. I'm still waiting for my copy in the post. It's it's just not very Rocket Punchy. And I think this song in particular doesn't really give them much to kind of show off their personality with, which is what I liked about a lot of their other songs. That like each part would be like so perfect for that person to sing. Whereas this doesn't really feel like that so much, apart from Jury's light signal action bit.
Yeah, this one, it's just kind of pretty flat throughout. It has it has elements of why I complain a lot of girl group releases, is that they all kind of sound the same throughout the song. And I know they don't, because like on a song like Chiquita and some of their other stuff, their voices sound different. So I think that's another thing that's a bit of a shame about this one, is that that's something interesting about them, is that they do have some varied sounding voices in the group, and that they all kind of just have, excluding the parts that are a bit different sounding in this song, but it's also not just that their voices are making those differences, it's that like, that there's a style difference, or like the part is written differently, so it's not as clear as like, oh, they're singing here and then they're singing here, and you can hear the differences and how they suit that particular part of the song well, versus it being more of a stylistic thing. So again, I'm complaining a lot. I do like this song.
Yeah, we're both in the same place here, don't worry.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the B-sides though, and I'm going to put the whole album on my playlist. I keep forgetting to. But yeah, and in all honesty, I haven't listened to this song as much as I probably will in coming weeks, because I forgot to put it on my playlist because I was being lazy. And I've also been looping one of the Jaquan B-sides and the Chuni album a lot, so that's kind of where my music has been. But I'll need to move on from that at some point before I drive myself crazy. So.
Yeah, I haven't listened to it probably as much as I should either, because I had that one weird day where like we were in the listen together and just everything that came up was good. So there's like 10-ish songs above it in the playlist now, and I never seem to get past them all to get to Rocket Punch. But
that is fair.
It's a solid album. It just it's not exactly
solid, but not a home run either, I would say.
Yeah. 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, maybe like something like that.
Yeah, 7 out of 10. I'd give it. The title I'd give more like a 6, but still good enough for the time being. And maybe it'll grow on me, and I end up really liking it, because I hated it on the first listen. So, because the chorus really did me in on the first listen.
Yeah, I think those kind of things do start hurting less as you watch it or listen to it more, because I had the same thing with that Oasis song. That was really bothering me for a while, and now I listen to it and I'm like, God, this bangs.
I don't share your opinion on that song. But
no, you don't, but you could end up being like, God, this bangs when you listen to this now,
Yeah.
It's very
No. That happens a lot for me. There's a lot of songs that I'm just like, oh, that's not great, and then I end up like really loving the song. So, it's not like, it's like a song that somehow made into my top 10 that still mystifies me. The very, very release from the beginning of the year, I didn't like that song in the first listen and ended up being in my top 10. Yeah, I think part of it, and it might help this song too when it happens, is when I detached it from being a very, very song. So if I detach this somewhat from being Rocket Punch, I think I would like it more.
Yeah, that's the trouble.
Like,
Is
if I
because
think
I'm like quite a big fan of them. It's hard for me to do that.
Yeah, that's true.
If I
That's
could
true.
do that,
Versus-
I'd probably like it more. But Suyun's voice to me is Rocket Punch. So when I hear her voice, I'm like,
Yeah.
damn, this is a Rocket Punch song. Why? Yeah, eat pancakes anyway. That's what they say. Eat pancakes. It's such a weird point in this music video. They're just standing in front of a sign that just says "Eat pancakes" for half of it. Subliminal
That's
messaging.
Woola music videos for you.
Yeah,
They're not usually very good.
true.
Although this one actually much better than most of Goldchow's music videos. So that's something.
I will argue Bouncy had a great music video, but ever since then I don't know if
Yeah,
they've
but
all
that was a
been
while ago. So
that was a very long while ago. Yeah.
yeah,
Ugh.
no, but Willem has not been doing great on the music video department here. This one seems like a low budget Icewind video again. Like, so but it's better than most music videos we see. But that's not saying much.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I don't care if it's low budget because it at least looks good. Like it's HD, super HD.
Yeah, no,
like,
it
so
looks
clear.
pretty decent. And they don't cut
really
quite as
hate
often.
these. I really hate these glasses that they've got on though. Good God, stop that! Stupid glasses, especially the ones that Dahyun's got on, who's the really young member. They just look ridiculous. But that is
I
the
feel like
trends.
Yeah. So, but yeah, overall decent verdict on the song. I mean, everyone seemed to like it. So,
Yep. Everybody gave it Key to the City. So well done, Rocket Punch. Even if you're losing What Made You, you're getting Key to the City anyway. So well done, Rocket Punch.
And hopefully they come back with something more like the B-side.
Yeah, that would be nice. I want some more Bubble Junk from them, but I know that's never going to happen. I live in hope.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like I hope that Very Very goes back to doing it. It's just things don't happen the way we want them to sometimes.
We dream the impossible dream,
Yeah, or for like Sweet Tune to start actually making music for people again. But
until Kimbo come back, that ain't happening.
yeah, I know.
I'm still waiting for that.
Sweet Tune produced a really low budget boy group song this year that's okay.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was alright.
And it's only okay because of the Sweet Tune chorus. The rest of the song is kind of like, oh, this is so low budget.
Yeah.
But anyway, so.
But yeah, I think we rambled about my favourite group for long enough.
Yes, I think we have.
So I'll close the poll. It's 100% votes for Key to the City, so pretty well done.
Very nice.
Just Be Eyes one, you'll get Key to the City too. Well done.
Unless you do Secret Story of the Swan, or one of.
I mean, you'll still get Key to the City from me if you do Secret Story of the Swan. I really liked that song. I know I'm the only one, but I like that song.
Fair enough.
So we're moving from Swan to some strapping young men.
Yeah, a bit of a turn. Genre-wise, they're different, but they're not as far apart as I would normally expect Rocket Punch and this group to be, or at least this song to be. Wait, the song is a number is its title, so I need to look so I remember what it is. Give me 1 second. I'll get there eventually. Okay, it's CIX, a group that I have really liked at periods of times and really disliked at other periods of times. So we can get into that later. But it's 458, which is not a good song title, y'all.
Yeah, how are you going to remember that? But anyway, we're going to listen to it now. CIX 458.
어디쯤인지 I'm so lost 긴 어둠의 사이 난 달려가 이 칠흑의 깊은 밤 더 원해 날카로운 reflesh 가쁘게 조여오는 breath 아프게 새겨 넌 like a scar 짙은 낙인 같은 love 멈출 수 없는 이유 날 움직이는 건 이주 Crash into you. Go run in the Ferrari. 너에게 falling. 계속 빠져들어가. 심장이 너란 고통에 깊이 중독돼가네. 쉬지 않고 헤매는 걸음. 잃어버린 너를 찾고 있어. 어둠 속에 I'm running. Nothing can stop me. 너를 향해 끌려가. 전부터 해영혼까지 다 붙잡아줘 hands 감기 속의 천사 패버린 heart 이건 달콤한 curse 따라 욕망의 rule 시작은 몰라 그저 obsess 두 눈이 멀어버린 채 네 앞에 전부 바칠게 상처난 허름한 본능에 새긴 이유 유일한 이유 날 사로잡았던 이유 Crash into you Go run in the go running 너에게 falling 심장이 너란 고통에 깊이 중독돼가네 쉬지 않고 헤매는 걸음 잃어버린 너를 찾고 있어 어둠 속에 I'm running Nothing can stop me 널 향해 끌려가 Hey Nothing can stop me 기다려가
Ay, falling 빠져너란 abyss 감당의 risk 날 더 아프게 punish Hold up 지독하게 얽히고 또 설킨 좀 더 원해 달콤한 이 shopping
혈망을 아른타는 빛그 속에 빠져들어든 네 앞에 찾아가는 길 작은 빛이 나를 인도해주게 Crash into you Go run in the Ferrari 네 안에 falling 막을 수가 없잖아 심장은 열망 속에 너의 곁에 찾으러가네 이길 끝이 남은 것이라고 너를 숨길 밤일 뿐이라도 빛을 향해 I'm running Nothing can stop me 너에게로 달려가
Okay. So that was CIX's 458. How are you feeling?
Oh, your face, Diggy, during that.
Yeah, it was quite a lot of different faces during that.
Here's the thing that is interesting with this song. I think I might like it if almost sang this song.
Oh, sorry,
Like-
you cut out there.
I was saying I think I might like it if any other group had it, which is unfortunate, but it is how I feel about this song. So I feel a lot of things about this song, and not many of them are great. This song, the backing track, I actually don't hate, and I don't hate the melodies in it. I actually kind of like some of them, and I like some of the sounds in this song as well. There are bad, fourth gen boy group sounds in the backing track that are somewhat inevitable, unfortunately, nowadays. But I think it could work.
Hmm.
But man, this song is awful at the same time. Like, I was kind of on the fence about it for listening through the whole song, because if you just listen to the chorus once, it actually sounds okay. But then you listen to the whole song and it never gets out of that awful falsetto, airy upper range that they're in this entire song. And it's way too much. It just is overwhelmingly up there. And which is why I said I think if another group had it, I might like this song, because that's a general problem with a lot of CIX songs, is that they end up being way too airy and up there, because that's what they all sound like. Not that I haven't really enjoyed some CIX songs. I liked the last song they put out. I think Wave was the last one they did. And it's not unlike this sound. I like the song Jungle they put out, which lives in a very similar, actually. It's probably the most similar one they've done to this, but isn't nearly as up there in the falsetto and, just being super airy the whole time. And obviously, I know you strongly disagree, but Movie Star was in my top 10 last year.
Movie Star. Do you mean
Or
cinema?
not Movie Star, Cinema. Sorry, Movie Star's also great.
Because I love
Movie Star's also
Movie
great.
Star. I love Movie Star.
No, both of those songs are great in my opinion. I know you don't like Movie Star or Cinema nearly as much.
I
as
don't
do,
mind
but
it. I think I appreciate the effort on cinema, but it's just not really for me.
That's fair. That's fair. But it's really the vocals, and I don't like to say that about a group in general, but it really is it. You know, which is why I mentioned as we were watching it that it's really sad that the rap is a relief because the rap is bad.
I don't think it's that bad. It's just like room temperature
It's not
water,
that bad.
you know.
It's very generic nothingness.
Yeah.
But it is such a relief because it's low.
Yeah. True.
It is such a relief, and again, this is why generally I'm a boy group person over a girl group person. It's just where voices naturally sit, and that I like not low voices like Ranger does, right? But I like more full, mid-range sounds generally from vocalists. And man, this is just up there the whole time. And it,
Yeah.
And I know they can produce good music, which makes it even more annoying.
Yeah, I don't know what to think about this song because I think I have a different opinion to the rest of you, which is that I actually think the verses are really cool, and I think this song could have been really good if they committed to that feel, but they just airdropped in a random fucking generic chorus in the middle of it. I don't understand how you can do that and call it a song. Like they had this like halfway between country and gospel kind of thing going on in the verses. That was like, you don't hear that every day, so that was quite a nice kind of relief from the most that you hear from like fourth gen boy groups, which is just like noisy stuff. So I really appreciated that. And then we got to the chorus, and you probably saw my eyes pop out of my head because I was like, "What the fuck is this? Why are we here?" Yeah. It's like I'm like driving to the supermarket, and then I get there, and suddenly I'm in Wembley Stadium, and I'm like, "What?" It's like the weirdest shit ever. I don't know what was going on there. Oh.
See, I agree. I like what they have going on in the verses. Again, like I like what a lot of the song is doing. I agree with you that the verses are better than the chorus. Although I also like the chorus, even if they don't fit super well together. But for me, really, it's just overwhelmed by the vocal line. It's just it can't recover from it because, as I said, otherwise I would like this song. It wouldn't be awesome, but it would be a playlist worthy song. It would be Free to Go or Key to the City, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think what's funny as well is with the melody of the chorus could have worked if you put it in the right kind of genre. Because if you'd done a like more laid back version, you could have made it a little bit jazzy or a little bit gospely, and it would have really worked with these verses. But they just were like, "No, we've done this one already. We have to put it in as is. We're not re-recording it or something like that." It was so weird. It's like they've had this stewed up for like a year or something, this chorus, and they've been like, "We got to use it sometime. Just put it in the song." And it didn't fit in the slightest bit. It's really frustrating because I was like, "Damn, this sounds good" at the start, and then we got to the chorus, and I just got whiplash so badly. I was just out of the song by that point. And then later on, they make it worse with these horrible, high-pitched, like scratchy noises in the backing track that I don't know what they're there for. It was this is a really frustrating song.
Boy group.
This is a really frustrating song.
Group. No, we're frustrated for slightly different reasons, but I agree that the song is super frustrating.
Yeah.
It's because there's so much that could have worked, but it's like they made every other decision possible that made it be bad. Which is just really annoying. That's the way it ended up.
I could almost hear like a Samuel So-ish kind of version of this chorus working, like in this song. That would have worked really well. I can almost hear him singing it right now, and like with like some laid back piano, that would have been sick in this song. But instead, they just had to be a fourth gen boy group,
Yeah, I mean, sometimes the fourth gen boy group is unescapable. It's
a real shame.
Yeah. And no, I totally agree. It is. because again, there's some interesting elements here, and it like misses every opportunity it had to like actually capitalize on them, basically.
Yeah.
So-
Let's talk about this music video as well, right? There's some very
music
interesting
also
props.
very fourth gen. And not in a good way. I mean, it rarely is.
Yeah.
But oh gosh,
T got me with that comment. She's absolutely spot on. These wings, they got these fucking wings grafted onto their backs, and they look like when the plug hole gets clogged. She's absolutely right. It's completely correct. The like dark set of wings look just like that. And then there's this guy, with the like, it looks like a taxidermy eagle. On his arm, because there's a point where he moves it and the eyes don't move at all and they're really glassy, so I think it's a taxidermy eagle. It looks really silly. You got, oh my god, this really sent me this music video.
Yeah, the outfits it's so weird because like I think 4 of the dudes look good in this music video.
Does this include Mullet Man?
No. That haircut, like, I hate mullets, don't get me wrong. This is like one of the worst mullets I have ever seen, which is an achievement.
I don't think it's quite that bad to me, but it's not great.
Some shots it looks okay when it's like all slicked back, kind of.
Yeah.
But when it's like down in front, it just looks, and it's such a bad length in the back. Like mullets to begin with, when they're like back there and they're long and they don't look great, you know, I don't like. But it's like curling up at the back.
Yeah.
But it also isn't just like long enough that it's just like hanging. But it's still a mullet. But it's just so long that it's curling, and it just like. Some shots it's not as bad, but man, some of them it's just like, oh, it's awful. But yeah, like it's just such a weird. It's like a mix of like overly poetic like nonsense with the wings and taxidermy owl and whatever, or eagle, whatever nonsense. Like feels like something like of a BTS video from like 2016, or like maybe like a obnoxious like maybe like a TXT or like a very very video, like when they're really annoying.
I was thinking TXT.
Yeah, TXT. And then you also get the weird racer outfits that like very very had in Trigger that are awful. That they look good in because they're attractive dudes, but they could be wearing anything else. Anything else would be better.
God, I'm sorry, the taxidermy eagle just came up again and just fucking killed me.
It's actually him in that shot with the taxidermy eagle. I think is when the hair looks the worst too.
Yeah, this guy with the butterflies on his face too. Like,
yeah,
there's some really bad props in this music video.
It's kind of reminds me of that Way I Eat video, or Way, however we say their name, because I keep never saying it. It's really awful. At least this one doesn't hit the flashing lights. That's the one credit it gets.
It's not an unpleasant video to watch, it's just really funny. Just really gets me. T's right, this boxing ring with random words like going in the back on like little screens.
Like it's the stock exchange almost.
Yeah. When you gotta fight at 12 but you gotta pump and dump at 1. What is this? Oh, this is horrendous.
Yeah. I feel like the music video and the song do match each other, though.
Yeah, because they're both tonally confused. Well, that has been an absolute experience watching and listening to that. So very glad you bought that. I'm pretty sure I watched this before as well, but I don't remember it at all being this like bizarre. I think I must have got to the chorus and just immediately clicked out.
Yeah.
But
that's fair. I had only really heard the chorus and like a bit of a verse because I hadn't actually sit down and listened to the whole song, and I knew I would have something to say about it, even if I liked it or disliked it, because I had feelings. Yeah, it's a lot in all the ways, and very few. Like it has some elements that you want it to, and then oh man, it's just. Yeah.
I think this shot of them dancing in front of the like waterfall-y type thing is pretty cool. I think there's some pretty
Yeah.
good shots. There's just some like,
Although their outfits are bad. They have the stupid racer like jumpsuits.
yeah,
like,
but that's
why-
like everyone has those now. I don't really care.
I know, but like why? Like at least don't have the jumpsuits on. Like the other outfits aren't good, but the jumpsuits are really the worst part. It's like the other racer outfits, like the dude in the blue and the black. I actually don't mind that much. They're not great, but you know we could make do. There's also like some Cirque du Soleil moments going on that Beijing Young does, which are like an interesting choice. There's so much going on here. The falling, like I think they're supposed to be wings, but they look like they look like shredded pieces of like when a garment is like starting to come apart. There's like those like fuzzy bits that come off of it. They don't look like feathers.
Shredded bits of bobbly jumpers.
Yeah. It's just so much is going wrong here.
Oh my god. You can talk about this MV for so long. It keeps giving.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
There's some like almost BDSM looking stuff too. Like it's really just hitting everything. Not in a it's just a lot.
I'll tell you what though, I'll take this over the generic Y2K-ish Clueless video that we're getting from every girl group now. This is way more interesting than that.
Sample girl group music video. Because I'm not pulling one up in my memory.
Well, it's more like a little bit that they show in all of the videos where they just flash to these shitty-looking Y2K. Look, watch the Twice one from last week or last show to see that. Okay. There's this random bits where it flashes to this awful shimmery filtered dumbass fucking glasses, clueless skirts, all that stuff. Same with what they were doing in the Rocket Punch video for a bit with those stupid cut-out letters that's in every music video now. Like, I will take this 100% over most of those videos. Because there's way more that's interesting in this video than there is in any of them.
Yeah, I mean...
It's not necessarily interesting in a good way, but it's interesting.
Yeah, like, I like... I don't like it, but it brings me joy in a very particular way, mainly because we're getting to roast it.
Yeah, in a Schadenfreude kind of way, I think.
Yeah.
I appreciate it so much.
Yeah.
I'll put it at that. I don't think it's brilliant, but I appreciate it to the maximum that this MV exists, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I have to make the comment, though, the butterfly guy is quite attractive, and I have no clue who he is.
I'm sure he is. I mean, they all seem like pretty good-looking dudes.
They all are. I mean,
that's what's so funny is mullet guy is clearly like ridiculously good-looking, but he's got this stupid mullet.
He was on Produce 101. Beijing Young. He was in 101 actually.
Yeah, when I used to look up their stuff, he's the only name I ever saw.
Yeah, I have Produce 101 related beef with him, but no beef with him like as an actual person. We don't need to go down that rabbit hole.
Rigging or just
no.
Okay.
He was popular because his face was small, and I think that's stupid.
I do find that weird where that's the comment you get on these shows, where it's like, "Oh, your face is so small." Well, I don't care. That's not a talent.
He's fine. I have no problems with him. I just think it's so stupid that he ended up being in 101 basically for that reason.
Yeah,
anyway.
That's a very Korean thing, though, isn't it? That's like they always do that in all their shows. So, oh, your face is so small, it's amazing. It's basically their way of saying you're good looking.
Yeah, I have a lot of beef from Produce Season 2 since I actually watched that show, but
yeah,
I mean, CIX are great sometimes. They really let us down sometimes, and that it doesn't surprise me when it goes either way. So, yeah, and I'll have to plug it again. Another Produce dude that actually deserved to be in the group, in my very strong opinion. Jae-hwan, the title track is nothingness. Like, it's not even a good ballad. It's just kind of like nothing. it's almost like the Billlie song, but like with none of the parts of the Billlie song that make it listenable. Um,
I think we were roasting that quite a lot in the listen together, so that makes sense.
yeah, it's on my playlist for the time being. That's because I like Jaehwan, not because it's a great song. So we'll see what happens. I might just skip it every single time it comes on. But really, really highly recommend Oasis off of that album. It is outstanding. Exactly the songs I love from Jaehwan. Like a fun pop song, but he's really singing, and his voice is just one of the best in K-pop by so far. I know I have very strong opinions about people's timbres and voices and stuff, so I really recommend Oasis by Jaehwan. And also I'll throw out, in part because Aki is here, a song from the Junnie album, because the title is very boring as well. Not that it's bad, I like the Junnie title more than Jaehwan's, but Obvious from Junnie's album is excellent as well. A really, really good Junnie song. Like kind of R&B, but like not fully there, because you know me, I'm not a huge R&B person, but it's a really just enjoyable song. His voice sounds really good. So recommend those two things. Otherwise, title tracks have been pretty bad lately. So, you know, like Rocket Punch has been one of the fewer bright spots. So yeah, I recommend the Junnie album. I recommend Oasis of the Jaehwan album. So I'll leave it there.
Since we're recommending, let me do my bit, like I always do. Polka Dot Stingray, Japanese rock band, put out an album recently that's really good. I added so much of it to my playlist. So everybody listen to that. It's called Odoro Yo Ni. You need to check that out. It's really, really great. I have like 8 or 9, I think, songs from that on my album, so very, very good. I can't play it on here because the copyright police will come and arrest me. Anything Japanese gets you immediately put in copyright jail, so that's a no-no.
Yeah.
But they are fantastic, and you should all listen to them.
Yeah. Maybe I should give that album a spin. I'd like the occasional Polka Dot 6.
I would give it a go. One of the songs on that too, when I was younger, and I kind of still am, but they've changed the lineup and I don't like them so much. I was a huge fan of the English indie rock band Block Party, and Polka Dot Stingray's song Yudachi sounds so much like a long lost Block Party song. So listen to that and then listen to lots of Block Party from back in the day because it's amazing.
That sounds like a very thing of your past days, the English definitely indie rock type.
They are so good. They were so good though.
So I've not. I mean, I've heard of them, but I've heard a song or two. But
well, there's always after this show for me to play some on stream, so I can always do that. We'll do it. We'll do it.
That is true. Although, you know, no Japanese releases. Just like how you can a lot of times not find Japanese releases on Spotify and Apple Music and such, because the Japanese labels are so bizarre. I was mentioning the other day how I've had some songs that are Japanese show up on my playlist because they were on Spotify for a little bit, and then they go away, and then they show back up again, and then they go away again, and and it makes absolutely 0% sense. So, really hoping that gets figured out at some point, because one of my favorite boy groups that basically I think are just going to do just Japanese stuff now because they make a lot more money there than they ever did in Korea. 100%. So, but
hey, any Japanese still making music, all right?
Yeah, their last album wasn't great, but there was 1 or 2 songs that were decent. So, you know, I'll take it. Glad they're still doing stuff. But yeah, that was quite a rambly tangent. So I will try to leave it there.
Okay, we love a rambly tangent here, so that's fine.
Yes,
we've got to fill the airtime somehow. Come on.
You know, hey, why not?
Yeah.
So,
but I truly appreciate you bringing this treasure to me, Ian.
Yeah,
that was.
It turned so much more interesting than I thought it was going to be. I didn't pay so much attention to the music video when I was watching it the first time through, except, you know, boys are cute moments in the song. That's all I was getting. But when you look at it harder, it's so hilarious. So thank you for that.
Just imagine, you know, you bring Rocket Punch, my favourite girl group, and you bring CIX, a group I haven't cared about since their debut, and we have so much more to say about CIX than Rocket Punch.
I mean, I think that's a fair reflection of the songs, though, because Rocket Punches was super safe and uninteresting and generic. Not that it was bad. Again, this one just has so much going on in all the ways possible.
Absolutely.
So, but yeah.
Before we tangent anymore,
No need to.
I'll shift on out just so I'm not sat here talking about CIX for another 5 hours.
Sounds good. Sounds like a plan.
But yeah, thank you so much, Ian.
Yeah, of course.
See you later, buddy.
See you later.
Okay, and with that, that is the end of this episode of Diggy's Dungeon. We've ended on a real high with this absolutely bizarre CIX music video. Yeah, see you all later, audio listeners.